All right, welcome everybody to Italy for Monday night 98T action. It's round 11 from Monza. It's Kevin Kirkbride, joined here by the voice himself, Jack Ivy. Jack, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Kevin. Thanks for having me up here with you Monday night. We're both filling in for Al and Brad.
Absolutely, the incomparable Alan Brad stepping aside. Al's going to be on track tonight, checking out the action here at the 98T. I know he's been a little bit short on laps in the GT League, so it'll be good to see him on track tonight.
It's going to be interesting. Early practice times for him were not bad, but looking out there at the practice times tonight, he's got his work cut out for him.
Yes, he does. We're going to start off live here with Matt Taylor, who's going to lead out the group for a 25-minute qualifying session. Lots to talk about tonight. We have a couple championships up for grabs, individual and team. Could be decided tonight if there's a pretty big gap in results between a few guys, but other than that, should be fun here at Monza, the Cathedral of Speed. What are you expecting from the drivers tonight, Jack?
I'm expecting the usual suspects to be right up there. Moses, Parsons, Taylor. But you know what? There's been some real notable drives this year. I just want to throw a shout out there to Greg Myers. Points in every race and done real well, and he's done real well in this opening league series that we've been running Monday night. So everybody that's here enjoys the car. It's a tough car, but everybody's liking it.
Absolutely. Well, let's go on board with Taylor. He's coming through a scar. He's going to be heading down to Parabolica and starting his first flying lap. Precision Motor Racing currently leading the team champion with Taylor and Moses. Expecting Taylor to have a good performance tonight. Had a disappointing disconnection last week from P1, so he's going to be carrying no weight. Should be looking very, very fast this evening.
Yeah, once they get rid of some of that ballast, these guys can really haul the freight out there. So looking forward to seeing these guys.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, Cathedral of Speed, long, big straightaways, challenging switchbacks. So it's going to be interesting to see who can keep it up for 35 laps.
Yeah, it's one thing to lower your wing, get that extra speed. It's another thing to lower that wing and get this car out of these chicanes with speed and keeping it on track. So it should be a challenge for everyone.
Yeah, you know, they run some of these guys, you know, I know the Moses and the Parsons, you know, they may be in like a real low downforce area there, and as the tires start to go off, you know, that final parabolica can get a little dicey, you know, at the end of your stint with worn tires and low downforce.
Yeah, speaking of Moses and Parsons are the two guys directly in competition for the Drivers' Championship. Moses will be carrying 60 kilograms tonight. Aaron will be carrying 55. So I'm not sure if they're going to run a soft tire strategy with that extra weight. Guessing probably more of a medium one-stopper. We'll have to see what happens when we get to the starting grid. Taylor coming through to set the first time of the night. We'll see what he can do here. 27.2, that's very sporty. Based on the practice times we saw, that may be right near the top. We'll see if anybody can get into the 26s, but that's going to be a very, very difficult time to beat.
You know, I'm right there with you. I think they're going to get into the 26s. Going to be real high in the 26s, but I think they're going to get there.
Yeah, it could be close. Let's see. Moses set a time. He's out for another flyer. With that 60 kilos, he's just going to be looking to place it somewhere near the front and, you know, outpace Parsons a little bit. Let's go on board with him.
Yeah, you know, Houston with 20K, Moses with 60K, and Al Merriman, he's got 20. Parsons with 55 as well, so carrying a little baggage around there.
Well, Moses coming through the Parabolica clean, clearly a little off pace from the Taylor with no weight, but going to set his time and go back in and see what he can do. Let's hop on board with Al. Al's even through the first sector with Matt.
Yeah, it's a good first sector for Al. And welcome to you guys out there on Twitch TV. I don't know if you've got the Twitch TV up there, Kevin, but feedback is quality looks great. And we've got Kirk Bride in the booth, not Kirkwood. Ab was making it funny there, Kevin.
Yeah, that's fine. Ab can call me whatever he wants. I'll get him back later. So here comes Al. He's 1/10 off through second sector. Let's see if he can pick it up. He does not. He'll take another stab at it, though. Al's carrying 20 kilos tonight as his first race of the season, so he's got a little baggage to deal with himself. So Taylor first, Merriman second, Wathen sitting in P3. Moses looking a little bit better from his first lap. He's definitely off the pace, but looking to slide into the top 5 here potentially. And he does, puts it up to P6.
Yeah, that's a pretty speedy time for Big Al there.
Yeah, that is. With 20 kilos on board, Al's looking to be racy tonight. Sounded like he was pretty happy with his setup and some pre-race chatter. The Parsons heading out for an out lap. See if we can go on board with.
Greg Myers puts her into provisional P2.
Yes, he does. We missed that. My stick skills are a little slow tonight, checking out the timing. We'll jump on board with Houston. He's only 4/10 off through 2 sectors. See if he can get this parabolical right, get a good exit, and carrying the 20 kilos.
Whoa!
Little loose there from John. 18 minutes left and plenty of time to get another lap in. Myers was only a 10th off through the first sector and just threw it off at Variante della Roggia, or as we say in America, the second chicane. So let's see, Jake Feemster with a no qual tonight, so we won't see him on track. He's a driver though, 2 seasons in, he's got his first podium this year. I expect him, if he gets back onto the server, to do some work tonight, get through the field, get a really good finish. He's been showing some increasing pace over this season.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. Jake got his no qual from an accumulation of at-fault contacts. But I found it pretty funny, Kevin. He was hit 3 times in the last race, and 3 other drivers got out faults against Jake. So
interesting.
It's not always Jake. Yeah, but
well,
he's at the no-fault limit.
It is a little give and take with these cars. They stop fast, they start fast, but they get away from you real fast. And next thing you know, you're getting into people when you don't intend to. So it is a difficult challenge for sure. And he is leading the at-fault race this season, so that's something to be proud of, maybe.
Well, I could probably name a few other drivers I would think was be there, but I really didn't expect Jake to be up there.
Well, something to improve on next season for sure for Jake. But regardless, that first podium this season, so things are looking up for him. I know he's excited to see what he can do to finish out this season heading into the next. Parsons only 3/10 off to the first sector, heading down to Ascari. Wathen only 3/10 off. We'll jump to him in a bit. Taylor even through the first sector.
Peter Burke is coming up on the back to the Parabolica, and he's currently sitting in 17th, but it looks like he's going to put in a decent performance here on this opening hot lap.
Yeah, he was one of the drivers early on that was putting in fast laps, and we're going to expect him to do that tonight. Potentially get a front row position. We'll see if he can perform in quali, though. Parsons jumped up to P2, only 8/10 off of Taylor. Wathen coming through the Parabolica, 5/10 off through 2 sectors. He's been getting better and better through the season. Had a really rough start, lots of incidents, but he's been keeping it on track and seemed to figure something out with this car. The Wathen jumps to P5. He's going to take it around for another flyer, see if he can improve on that. John Houston 6/10 off through the Parabolica, coming to the finish line, and he's going to bump Wathen down to 6, take P5.
Yeah, Houston carrying 20K.
Yep, Wathen just put it into the wall at the second chicane, the Rogia chicane. Let's see who we can get on board with here. Like a lot of guys on outlaps. Big Al 1/10 off through the first sector. Hop on board with him. You know, I was doing some research for this. Look back in 1986, the Monza race. A couple drivers that were dominant F1 drivers throughout their career, Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna. Senna did not finish that race. Prost finished 5th. I think Nigel Mansell won it. But talking about a couple drivers in the championship tonight, Jack, Chris and Aaron, longtime NAGP drivers, lots of championships. If you were to do a comparison, if you're going to pick one of them to be Senna, one of them to be Prost, which sort of match are you going to do with those guys?
Oh. Jeez. Make a friend, make an enemy. Not me. Not tonight. No thanks. But it was a great question to compare those. You know what? Both those guys would love to be compared to either one of those drivers.
Yeah, we're talking in the sim racing realm. We're talking NAGP, but you know, one of them a very aggressive driver, a little bit more aggressive on track, super fast. The other one's super fast as well, maybe a little bit more precise, a little bit more laid back, a little more cool. You know, Prost, the professor, and Senna, the more aggressive, in-your-face type of driver. I think it's pretty clear. I think Moses is Senna and Parsons is Prost. But if you want to back away, that's fine, Jack.
No. You know, you're pretty close there, but I think you know, if you get into a client post-race chat with Aaron Parsons, I think he is what I would call the quiet aggressor.
Exactly why I was going to give him Prost. And Moses, the self-proclaimed greatest of all time, King Moses, the king of NAJP, he's got to be Senna, right? I mean, just based on comments alone, you know, they pretty much picked their spot there.
Okay, so Kevin, so this is like for broadcasting, this is what, a one and done?
I think so.
Attaboy.
Yeah. So we go.
Oh man, we got 100 viewers tonight.
Excellent. Love that. I told my whole family to tune in. There's only 20 of them, so I'm not sure who they contacted. So John Houston,
Taylor, Parsons, Myers in a P3. This has got to be, I'd have to check, but this has got to be a great qualifying effort for Greg Myers.
I believe so. Haven't checked back to see where he's qualified before. He's had a couple good finishes this season, fairly high starting positions, but if he can hold on to P3, that would likely be a season best for him.
You know, a lot of the longtime guys around here know my nickname for Greg is Mr. Smooth because he always tends to, you know, work his way up into the top 10 no matter where he starts. But he historically has been a really slow qualifier, but now he's dropped down to P4. But still, be on the second row. Way to go, Greg.
Yeah, while we were talking, Houston jumped up to P2, still a second off of Taylor. Not sure if anybody's going to be able to grab the pace tonight with 10 minutes left to match Taylor with no weight, but somebody's going to do it. It's going to be Peter Burke. He's looked really fast. He just needs to get a quick one in. We're on board with Moses now. He's 8/10 off. He's looking to jump up into the top 4 or 5 up there near Parsons. Let's see if we can get it done through Parabolica.
Yeah, Taylor knocked about, a tenth of a second off his second lap when he put in his 1:27.108, but nobody's been able to come close so far.
Nope, not yet. We're on board with Taylor now, seeing if he can improve. He's even through a sector. Parsons is 3/10 off, 4/10 off, so he's looking to move up a little bit. We'll jump to him.
Whoa. He's out mowing the grass right now, so that won't
Yeah.
be working for him.
Taylor is up a 10th now. Speaking of Burke, he's 6/10 off through the first sector. Ekman 9/10 off through 2, so they could be moving up a little bit.
Yeah, just jumped on board with Peter Burke. He's looking pretty smooth here, coming down the back up towards Parabolica.
Taylor's gonna dip into pit lane and abort that one. Must have had a bad entry to Parabolica. Myers is in the pit. Burke is coming through.
Might pick up a spot.
Yep, Ekman jumped up to P9. Burke takes P10. Let's see, let's head on board. Who we got here? Chuck Carter. Chuck Carter's stuck out this season very nicely and gonna sit there in P13, just ahead of Ryan Robbins. Head on board with Al here.
Yeah, Ryan Robbins had some really fast early practice times this week.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of times on the practice sheets, people are looking really good, but it's a different story, as you know, once you get into qualifying, the pressure's on, the time's winding down, you need to put a time in. So we'll see if some of these guys can collect themselves and get that done. Merriman only 3/10 off through a sector, takes it through a Ascari, 8/10 off. He could be improving here. See if he can get the parabolical right.
Houston, a good first 2 sectors. Oh, and Moses puts in a dandy first sector.
Jump on board with Houston as he finishes. Merriman wasn't able to improve. Houston seems a little slow through Parabolica there. He may be setting up for another lap, and he might have aborted that one. That didn't look too fast.
Ah, he was setting up Parsons.
Oh, little team play going on
Parsons
there.
drafted by, yeah, Parsons drafted by him like a shot out of a cannon.
Now Moses was 8/10 off through a couple sectors, put it in the wall. Wathen's only 2/10 off, carrying no weight. Currently sitting P7. It looked a little loose there. I'm not sure that's gonna help him, but we'll see what he can get done.
Yeah. That's definitely going to cost him a few tenths of a second grabbing those curbs and a bit of that gravel. Whoa!
The Wathen does
My
improve.
bad.
Little loose, but he must have been worse
Big
there
time.
before. He's going to jump up to P4. Parsons only 2/10 off. Does he get balked there through Ascari? I'm not sure. We'll see if he can hold on. Myers
Big
only-
Al's up in front of him,
Yeah.
and he is closing the gap big time on Big Al. This is going to cost him.
Parsons will not improve.
I think running up the back of Big Al
Yeah,
cost Aaron
yeah.
a bit of time there. It sure looked like he had the lift off there.
The Ekman only 2/10 off through first sector, coming down to Ascari. We'll see what he can do. 6/10 off. Could be a nice improvement for Joel here if he can keep it together.
Not bad, not bad.
Certainly.
A little,
Yeah,
a little
see-
loose, but I mean, low downforce. We're going to see that.
Yeah, seen a lot of cars in the wall though as we're jumping onto these onboards, so people are definitely pushing the issue of some lower downforce. And as we say that, there's another driver into the wall in front of him. Ekman comes to the line. Gonna jump Moses, get up to P8.
Picks up a spot.
Yep. Let's see, so we're missing Joel Acor tonight. He would have been carrying 30 kilos. The Kamansky Canola. A lot of guys that started the season out, but got 17 drivers on track. Feemster may be joining. He may be doing some offline practice since he has a no qual, so gonna have a good field this evening.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. You know, sitting around for half an hour can leave you a little cold to jump into a race right away. A little shout out there for Peter Burke being in P2 right now. Getting just got bumped down by Al Merriman. And
excellent lap by
P3.
Al. Yep. Not a lot of time in this car. 20 kilos on board for his first race of the season. Sticks it in P2. Very nice job.
Well, you know, betwixt in between, you know, I got a root out there for Big Al, but you know, Peter Burke was kind enough to take me on as a teammate earlier in the year, so go Peter. Give him hell out there and get yourself on the podium tonight.
Yeah, definitely rooting for Peter to grab that podium after good run at Brands, some incidents and disappointment, but he's shown some considerable pace this season and a lot of motivation, so it's good to see him up there.
Houston out on a fairly hot one.
Yeah, we are on board with John Houston right now. He's only 3/10 off through 2 sectors. He could be bumping Al down. We'll see if we can get Parabolica right. Keep the car in check, get a good exit.
Oh, looking good.
And he does.
Yes.
Takes it to P2.
Jeez. I mean, the experience and knowledgeability of the announcers is just astounding here at NAGP.
David Zahn currently in P8. Go on board with him for the first time. Zahn joined, well, that's death right there. That didn't look too good, but I'm sure we'll take another crack at it.
No, that didn't look good. That didn't look good. That was definitely broadcaster's curse there.
Absolutely.
Sorry, David.
Yeah, 1986, that would have been a severe injury, but it's sim racing. David will go back to the pits, head back out, take another stab at it. Matt Taylor cannot improve. Very close, though.
Parsons on another hot one, but again, up on traffic. Well, it's his teammate here. Oh, are they doing the old slingshot Aruski here? Maybe.
Right. Let's check this out. Let's see if we can learn something from these two guys, the T-Brock Dam crew. Currently P2 in the team standings. Fairly sizable gap to Moses and Taylor, but things go right. You never know. Going to jump on board with Al real quick, head back to Parsons. Al's 2/10 off through first sector. Definitely has a chance to jump Houston and grab a front row position if he can get something right with time winding down. Looks very clean through Ascari. Little wheel spin there, nothing much. Gonna be close. Oh, he does it. Al takes it to P2. Very nice.
Hot one.
Yeah, very nice debut from Al. Front row. Provisionally, we'll see if any of these guys have something for him. Parsons 3/10 off through a sector. Houston is sitting right in front of him there. That could be a drafting situation, as you so astutely called out, Jack. We'll see what happens.
Well, you know that Houston's out there trying to, put in another one to take that P2 back. But if Parsons can get close enough, I got a feeling he's going to let him go by.
Yeah, Houston 6/10 off through the first sector, 3/10 off through the second. He may be on a flyer and possibly setting Parsons up for something on the next hot lap, or they could just be on their own. We'll see. Parsons only a 10th off through 2 sectors. He's looking racy on his own with no help.
Yeah, and got a clean ride through.
Very clean.
The Parabolica as well.
Parsons to P2, only 4/10 off.
Oh.
Some fun and games there.
Well. I actually think they were trying to draft. I just think Houston was going too fast, but Parsons, as you said, did it all on his own there, and good on Aaron.
Didn't need the help. 55 kilos, only 4/10 off of Taylor. Excellent performance. So let's see, we have anybody starting a Flyers on. Looks a little too far off to get anything done. Burke as well, a little far off. I think that's going to be the order then. Taylor's going to grab his pole position. Parsons join him on the front row. Looks like Merriman's going to hold on to P3, Houston P4. Moses sitting right there next to his championship rival. Only 3 positions off of Parsons in P5, so nice job from those guys. So let's see, drivers will be heading to their driver meeting. Take a moment to pull up the driver standings. Chris Moses, he's sitting up front after 10 rounds with 194 points. Aaron Parsons 15 back with 179. Looking at the season, as you can see on the graphic, Moses 4 wins this season, Parsons 3. They've been dominant. The only other 2 guys to win races, Taylor. Actually, Taylor was going to win last week potentially, but disconnected. So Houston has a victory, Andrew Adamson a victory, and Joe LaCour with a victory. It's been a Moses and Parsons show this season.
Absolutely. Taylor, it's too bad he had that disco. He would have been right in there in the fight for this championship. So, bad way to lose it.
Yep.
Only 2 teams going for it. PMR, Moses Taylor, T-Brock Dam Bam, Houston's and Parsons, 335, 313. So, Houston's and Parsons right now looking in pretty good shape if they can keep it together here.
Absolutely. Gap's small enough that with some mishaps, there could be a chance for final lap celebrations next week in Mexico for round 12. But Precision Motor Racing has a chance tonight to take the team championship, take the driver championship. But a little early to talk about that. I guess we can see how things look as we're winding down. Race tonight is going to be 35 laps. Looks like track temp is 37 degrees Celsius. I think that's got to favor guys running the one-stop medium strategy. But with no laps in myself, it's hard to say. I'd got to think 37 degrees on the track is going to kill some soft tires, but we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see if any of the guys actually do go out on softs. Well, hey, there you go. What do I know? Half the field's out on softs.
Yeah, I think you have to assume Parsons and Moses, both carrying that weight, will be on the medium strategy, the one-stopper. A lot of these guys, as the season has progressed, seem to favor the medium strategy. You save, 30 to 40 seconds in the pits, and as the fuel burns off, the mediums really don't have that much less pace than the soft tires. So I think some of the guys with the incredible pace and no weight will do the softs, but I likely see a lot of the field on mediums.
Yeah, I was sort of hoping Jake could jump in here. I don't see him jumping in yet. My Thursday broadcast partner, Jake Feemster, got a no qual. You better jump in just to even take the start flag to get rid of that no qual.
Absolutely. I think he's put in some laps. He may be just taking his time, getting a beverage, wiping the sweat from his brow after a little practice away from the track and hopping in to get in a good performance. So we talked a little bit ago about the Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost comparison between Moses and Parsons. But if we consider 1986, there were 2 other standouts, Christy Brinkley and Elle McPherson. If you had to pick one of those, Jack, which one you going with?
Oh, God. The 80s were a little fuzzy for me.
Really? What were you doing in 1986? Do you remember?
Do I remember? It was a little fuzzy. I spent quite a bit of time in the 80s in Mexico.
Really?
So it was a little hazy back then.
Okay. 86, I was 10 years old. I was raising hell. I might have been suspended from grade school. But I do remember favoring Elle McPherson. I'm a brunette guy. There's a reason why she has 5 swimsuit covers. And so that's my pick.
There you go.
You know what else happened in 1986, Jack?
Not a clue, but you know, you
gonna
are
tell
just
ya.
a wealth of information tonight, Kevin. It's almost intimidating.
It is. Lindsay Lohan was born. Can you believe that? In 1986, and what a career she's had. Just one final fun fact before we run down the grid.
Yeah, who's she?
Disney kid. So let's see. Shall we run down the order, Jack?
We can indeed.
All right. Would you like to kick it off?
Sure, I'll do the top 5. Matt Taylor takes pole. Aaron Parsons in second. Big Al Merriman in third. John Houston in fourth. And Chris Moses in fifth.
Absolutely. So Peter Burke's going to take P6. Wathen P7. Greg Myers P8. David Zahn P9. Ekman P10.
Kevin Miller in 11th. Mike Monahan in 12th. Ryan Robbins in 13th. Chuck Carter is taken 14th. And Dale Balweg is in 15th.
Looks like Brian Story got his throttle issues figured out. He's P16. Curtis Chandler P17, and that will round out the grid unless Jake Feemster jumps in and grabs that P18 with the no qual. Let's hope he makes it.
You know, I can't even find Jake even on the chat channel, so I can't even go and grab him and ask him what he's doing. So, where are you, Jake?
Well, I know his local establishment has like $1 wing dings and $2 drafts on Monday night, so he might have just stepped out for a bit and decided to take the night off. We'll see.
Well, I know he's been working hard trying to get a good handle on these cars. He was really excited at the beginning of the season, so I hope he does make it in. Good-looking cars this year. I gotta say, the cars are. They've done a great job on the skins of the cars, and according to the viewers, you're looking just great.
Absolutely. So about a minute 20 seconds to go. Looks like it's going to be a Matt Taylor race. That gap in qualifying.
Jake, okay, we got it. Jake lost power. He can't get into vent.
Oh, no.
He hopes they make an exemption to drop his hey, hang in, Jake. Oh, yeah, well, what a bummer.
Yeah, that is a bummer. I know he's put in some laps. He's looking forward to it. So, well, regardless, there'll be another race next week, and there'll be 12 more next season. So, plenty of fun to be had here at NAGP. So, Matt Taylor going to be starting P1. You think it's going to be a Taylor night, or you think one of these other guys might be able to sneak in with an alternate strategy?
He's got Houston, Merriman, and Parsons behind him, and Moses back there, top 5. Those guys are going to push, and Taylor's on softs. So if he's got an extra pit stop, anything can happen to the pit stop. I'll cover the back. You get the front, guys.
Absolutely. And we are green from Monza. Looks like we are going to be fairly clean into turn 1. I messed up the launch just a little bit. Sorry about that, viewers. Parsons going to take P1 with a great start. Great exit through the first chicane. Taylor going to hold on to P2. Moses taking P3, Merriman P4. So Moses and Parsons with excellent gains early on. Moving back through the field, Houston P5, Wathen P6. Little bit of contact maybe through the second chicane. Burke taking P7, Zahn P8, Myers, Miller, Ekman, and Monahan.
all pretty clean, all getting through pretty clean in the first lap, which is great.
Yeah, Taylor wasted no time getting right back onto Parsons' bumper. He does not want to be caught up. And, I don't think Parsons wants any bit of that fight. He's just going to let Taylor go and see if he can hold on to get his best position.
All looking pretty good through the pack here for a first lap. And I got to hand it to, both Monday and Thursday night this year, Kevin, the guys have been doing a great job trying to keep it fairly decent in the opening laps.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the guys understand that you can't have a good finish without having a clean race. So driving aggressively, getting into trouble early, one, it ruins the fun. Two, it ruins your night. So it's definitely a league of patient and considerate drivers. Houston, yeah, Houston blowing right through that first chicane, braking too late. He's going to drop off the pace a little bit, give those positions back.
Yeah, I just took the shortcut through there.
Why not? So Parsons got a mirror full of Moses, Merriman, Wathen, guys stacking up behind him, as they should with that weight. Houston's going to happily slide into P2 with 20 kilos of soft tire. Different strategy from his teammates. See if he can get a gap to these guys and work on Taylor a little bit.
Merriman all over the back of Moses.
Going board with Al. They exit Ascari.
Yeah, they're sort of backed up there, from Burke making a big move back farther too on David Zahn. They're sort of all backed up there.
Absolutely. Wathen getting that run on Al. Al lets him take the inside of Parabolica, see if he can go back through.
Kevin Miller up to P7 with a heck of an opening lap.
I'd say so. These guys are stacked up, as you said. Merriman's going to hold on to that position from Wathen after they swap through the Parabolica. Taylor opening up a 4-second gap early.
Yeah, that this early on, 4 seconds. That is quite the gap to put on. He may end up spreading that out back a little farther. David Zahn taking it off and losing a few spots.
Yeah, looks like he's collected it. Can't tell if there's any damage. Wings look good.
Nope, looking pretty good. I got the zoom up on there, checking him out, and Zahn just caught a bit of gravel.
Merriman all over the back of Moses, coming through Ascari. See if Merriman can get a little turbo run. No, Moses gets a better exit through there and wasn't able to.
Yeah, it's the second lap in a row. Al's closed that gap up all lap, but Chris getting through Ascari a little quicker, a little cleaner.
Yeah. The name of the game for him. If he can get through those corners and get onto those straights with a little more speed, it's going to be tough for guys to get by him in the slow bits.
Moses going by Parsons.
Yeah, Moses on the inside into turn one. Parsons turns it sideways under braking. A little bit of contact with Moses might have saved him there.
Oh, boy. Al trying to collect it back up. Miller taking advantage. Miller going to take a look at run on Parsons.
Frantic action early here at Monza. Miller will take that P4.
John Wathen. Yeah, Wathen in behind there saying, go ahead, boys. Duke her out.
So with that, Moses is going to slide into P3. We got Miller P4, Merriman P5, Parsons down to P6 with a little mistake. I think that could have been a lot worse for Parsons. There was a little bit of contact there after he turned it sideways that kicked his car straight again, and that might have saved him quite a few positions.
Yeah, he took some front end damage though. His wings bent, front wings bent, so he's got some front end damage, but obviously not too bad on the suspension damage because it doesn't
Somebody
look
just
like
took it off back there. Is that?
Whoa, Wathen. John Wathen's car is.
Yeah, Wathen is beat up, suspension damage, aero damage. Drop down to P13.
There, John.
Yeah, that's going to be a pit stop.
Bring her in.
I think that's going to be happening throughout the field. He can get in, get the car serviced, keep going. He can make up some positions if he can keep it clean the rest of the night.
Whoa, David Zahn takes it off. He's into the wall.
He's got it collected.
Yeah.
Oh.
Turn that turbo down. Get the tires warmed up again. Get them scrubbed up.
Yeah, it looked like the car was okay for a moment. That second contact seems to have created a little bit more of a problem. Tough to deal with a vehicle that is this squirrely. Again, they're fast, they stop fast, but they get away from you really fast. And coming out of those chicanes with low downforce makes it that much more difficult.
Yeah, and especially when they're running such low downforce to begin with. I mean, now that they're going to start taking some aero damage, it's going to be like no downforce.
The championship battle at the moment. Moses P3 on the medium tire. Sitting between Houston and Miller. Parsons back there in P6. He seems to look okay. Front wing is a little bit damaged, but with low downforce, I don't think that aero damage is going to hurt him too much. Looks like the rear wing is intact.
No, and he's going to stay out until he gets a pit window. There's no way he's going to pull that in if he can drive that car.
Absolutely. Miller seems to be closing the gap on Moses. Both guys starting a little further down, making up some positions. Miller will have the advantage with a soft tire.
Yeah, and no weight as well. So Kevin Miller, a bit of an advantage at this point. For a little bit until Chris burns off some fuel. But Taylor out in front by 7 seconds now. Wow, Miller closing the gap real big time.
Yeah, we're going to watch that for a little bit, see if Miller can make any gains. The word is Moses is running very, very low downforce. It's something he's very good at, carrying weight, running low downforce, keeping the car together. And it's going to be tough for guys, even with turbo, to get by him, unless they can find a spot coming out of one of these corners when Moses gets a little bit loose. But if he's got 5-10 miles per hour on these guys on the straights, it's going to be very difficult to get by.
Well, Moses has been, looking really quick getting through Ascari, though. But, this is one of his favorite tracks, so it's not surprising. Miller right up behind him.
Yeah, closes up again.
Going around the outside. Side-by-side action.
Can't imagine.
Oh, yeah. Moses backed right off.
Yeah, I can't imagine Moses putting in much of a fight there with a couple positions on Parsons, his rival, and no reason to fight Miller there. Now could be the next one to chip away at Chris. Parsons here in P6 has Peter Burke creeping up.
Well, Chris has got Merriman, the Big Al, all over him now.
Sure does.
Or Moses. Oh, Big Al. Sorry, Al.
Oh,
Broadcasters, no. Curse. Don't do it,
together.
Al. Don't do it. Don't pull it. Oh, Al.
Well,
Al.
maybe he missed the broadcast booth. What do you
Jeez.
think?
Are you kidding?
He had a good run going there. Feel for
Yeah,
him.
let's get Mr. Happy up here in the booth.
Yeah.
Now, Al did tell me he's having some back problems. And last race on Thursday night, he just pulled the plug and he told me, he said, I just couldn't drive anymore. So, yeah, that's too bad.
That'll do it. Sitting in these positions and over an extended period of time, you just got back problems. You just got to find the right spot, and sometimes the driver's position isn't it. So Taylor extending that lead. He's got an 8.5 second gap to Houston. Gotta suspect he's just managing the race at this point and looking to keep any little bobbles to a minimum.
Yeah, you know, he's looking pretty smooth here as well. You know, that the big thing that always gets me is, you know, is he on a one-stop or a two-stopper? I'm not sure. But, you know, every time you go in the pits, Kevin, it's just another opportunity or a chance for disaster.
Yeah, guys have been having problems with pits this season in both leagues. I'm not sure if it's one of the Assetto Corsa updates or something with pit config or something that's just get a little wonky in people's settings. But it's an interesting development that you have to deal with. Not only are these cars hard enough to drive, but when you go into the pit and you don't know what you're going to get, it's frustrating. Ryan Robbins and Joel Ekman coming through the Parabolica. Ekman seems to be making up some ground here, sitting in P10. Robbins P9. Well, with Merriman disconnecting, you talked about this before the race, Jack. Everybody's guaranteed points tonight. So just hang in there.
Well, that being said, you have to complete 70% of the laps to even get a point.
Well, thank you.
So, I mean, if you just drive around, you know, and get 22, 23 laps in, you will get points, but you got to put those 22 in. So, Al, you get 0.
Let's see. Peter Burke, P6. Monahan just behind him. Oh, whoa!
Oh, who
there's
took
some
that off?
There is some lag. What is going on here?
Whoa! Whoa, Peter Burke, off. He, who just went off? Was that Peter Burke has smashed the car up, Parabolica.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
Or no, at Ascari.
Yeah, I'm seeing some lag from Burke. I wonder if that's potentially a server issue because I'm seeing it from a few cars.